Somebody has to mute Pratibha.
I think my background, so I have to ask my husband to be quiet.
It's like I tried, as you said, and it happened.
Rahul, please use headphone. Yes, Archana ma'am, you can start now.
To Healing Towards Happiness, a wonderful platform that we all have joined, and we discuss something good in every session of ours. As far as the platform is concerned, Healing Towards Happiness, I've mentioned earlier also, the name itself is so heartening and so positive, and it's always good to be speaking on this platform. And this is a platform which, it encompasses individuals of different age groups and tries to bring them all together on one particular stage where things can be discussed freely. I mean, there are no hesitations or limitations as such. And it's an open, you can say, community for everybody. So the mission of this Healing Towards Happiness is that by the year 2025, to be able to reach about 1 million people and make them aware of the various issues that trouble individuals or maybe even organizations. The vision of this platform is to listen to different issues. They could be of any variety, and offer a solution by mutual discussion or by employing, individuals who have specialized in that particular area. So it's a very good beginning that we have, and we hope that whatever the vision and mission has been thought about by Preeti Mehrotra ma'am, who's the founder, chairperson of this organization, or you can say this platform. About Preeti, she is, as I just said, she is the founder, chairperson of Healing Towards Happiness. And also, she is, of course, an educator. She is a trainer. She's a certified AIEF Global Master. She's also a soft skill trainer. She's a career coach. She's done a lot of things. I mean, if I start talking, it's going to take a lot of time. So she's a lot of things rolled all into one. And it's good that we keep meeting and talking on various issues. Abhi, we just started with a series of careers, and this particular series was based the first episode was on STEM careers, that is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. In the last one on Wednesday, we discussed non-STEM careers, which were related to commerce. And today, we are going to deal with the careers, the non-STEM careers, which are related to humanities. Now, we have a very limited vision about different subjects and combinations. So this is, I feel, a very right step towards the direction where we can make the parents aware that even humanities has a very vast variety of careers to be offered. So the light, of course, will be thrown by Preeti ma'am on this topic in great detail. So I'll just introduce myself in 2 statements. I am also an educator. I'm a former principal. I'm a Google certified educator and also a content developer and teachers trainer. A very keen YouTuber. I keep posting my short videos on English. And if you wish to see me on YouTube, just try to find out Eloquent English Enterprise. I'll put it in the chat box also. So Preeti ma'am, welcome once again. And I think we're all waiting impatiently to know what are those wonderful options, the career options that are available in humanities. So over to you and all the best.
Thank you, Archana ma'am, again for giving a grand introduction of HTH and of myself. It's always, I really always feel very positive when you are doing moderating. You always put your essence in that in every session. So that is something wonderful about you. So thanks again for taking this that initiative that you are joined as a moderator. So again, people means like when we are going to talk about the humanities career, I am sure that you will be amazed that in humanities, are these careers available? Means like many of us are not aware of, and I can guarantee many principals, educators are not aware of these humanities careers. And that's the reason I have taken again means this I have already conducted on different platforms, but again, the changing scenarios means always within a month or 2 months, you see the new careers coming up. Again, now Chat GPT, right? Many of us are only knowing about the name, right? But you'll not even imagine that what Chat GPT is itself. Within a second, means like the work which you are taking hours or days, it can be done just in 10 minutes. And I am soon going to conduct a Chat GPT Advanced webinar on the platform of AIEF Global Ambassadors. So do join us on that. And I can guarantee you many of the things, your work will become easy. And this why I'm telling this, because every means like, I think in November, Chat GPT introduced, and now every child, every educator is aware about it. But yes, they are not aware how to use it. Okay, how to make it our life feasible. So Chat GPT is something which can be used in your work life as well as in your personal life. So this is the reason that every now and then, earlier the humanities has been taken as a traditional type of subject where child, if is not able to perform, takes the humanities. जैसे कि हमने last time पे भी बोला था अर्चना मैम, कॉमर्स के लिए और ह्यूमैनिटीज के लिए हमेशा मतलब अगर बच्चा बहुत अच्छा पढ़ता है तो साइंस लेगा, थोड़ा कम है तो कॉमर्स ले लेगा, और बिल्कुल ही डफर है तो वो ह्यूमैनिटीज पे जाएगा, ऐसा वाला कॉन्सेप्ट था पहले. And I still remember one incident when I was in 10th class. I scored well in science, but my inclination was towards the arts. And I means like my school was still 10th, Carmel Convent, Gwalior. And I have to take admission in another school. And these school people were not ready to give me admission in arts because of my score in science. So, and my father when informed me, like friends usually, society को ज़्यादा चिंता हो जाती है ना, आपका बच्चा क्या कर रहा है. तो वो जब पूछ रहे थे कि मेरे पापा से कि क्या लेगी पांडे जी आपकी बेटी, क्या करने वाली है, क्या लेने वाली है, तो उन्होंने बोला आर्ट्स. एंड देन ही सेड, अरे आर्ट्स लेके क्या कराओगे, आर्ट्स क्यों दिला रहे हो, साइंस वाइंस दिलाओ, ये दिलाओ. पापा ने कहा, उस टाइम पे माय फादर वाज वेरी ओपन माइंडेड एंड ही सेड लेट इट बी व्हाटएवर शी वांट्स टू डू, लेट हर डू. एंड बहुत मुश्किल से मुझे एक स्कूल में एडमिशन दिया था आर्ट्स का. उस टाइम पे लिटरली आई हैव फॉट विद द प्रिंसिपल कि मुझे आर्ट्स में ही जाना है. और यू विल नॉट बिलीव अर्चना मैम, वहाँ पे सिर्फ कॉमर्स का वो था, स्ट्रीम था, साइंस था और कॉमर्स था, आर्ट्स में कोई बच्चा नहीं था. और बिकॉज ऑफ मी दे हैव ओपन दैट स्ट्रीम कि उनके लिए वहाँ पे उन्होंने, और हमारे फर्स्ट बैच में सिर्फ 5 बच्चे थे आर्ट्स में. सो आर इंग्लिश एंड हिंदी क्लासेस उस टाइम पे कॉमर्स के साथ होती थी और रेस्ट ऑफ द क्लासेस वर सेपरेटेड. सो दिस आई कैन टेल यू कि मीन्स कैसा सोचा जाता था उस टाइम पे, मेंटल जो स्टेटस था या माइंडसेट था, पीपल वर हैविंग माइंडसेट अबाउट दिस ह्यूमैनिटीज वाज वेरी वर्स्ट. और अभी भी इफ यू सी राइट नाउ आल्सो, अगर आप किसी रिमोट एरियाज में जा रहे हो या आपका बच्चा अगर बहुत अच्छा पढ़ रहा है, स्टिल चाइल्ड नीड्स टू कन्विंस द पेरेंट कि व्हाई ही और शी वांट्स टू टेक द आर्ट्स. अभी बहुत ब्रिलियंट बच्चे, आई एम जस्ट ऑब्जर्विंग, they are coming towards the humanities field. If a child is desiring to do UPS, they are just coming to the humanities because they know कि मैं BTech करूँगा या मैं साइंस में जाऊँगा, वापस फिर मुझे हिस्ट्री या पॉलिटिकल साइंस में आना पड़ेगा क्योंकि they are the scoring subjects in that area. और फिर उनको easily समझ में आता है कि सिर्फ एक रैंक नहीं है. So now the new generation is very much aware. और humanities nowadays is a, you can say like it's a hot subjects nowadays. Everybody wants to go. जैसे कि एक ट्रेंड आता है तो अभी ह्यूमैनिटीज का ट्रेंड है. So this is today in this webinar I'm going to tell you what all scope a child can have while taking the humanities as a subject. So I'm just sharing my screen. So I'm already continuing with the last PPT only, where it states of the career opportunities. As already Archana ma'am has given description about myself. So I'm not going to the first slide. So now, as I mentioned last time also, like AI is something entering in every field, and it has already entered, I must say. And you can see, like, while seeing the subjects, the technological advancement in the humanities, so digital humanities, data analysis, artificial intelligence. So this has, again, the technology has entered in every field, and humanity subject is not aloof from it. Now, the same skills are required, which earlier was required when you take a maths or science subjects or a commerce subject. So again, in every subject, now these are the skills needed by the child. So child should have a critical thinking, which he or she can analyze and interpret the complex informations. Communication skills, which is very, very important nowadays. When you are not able to communicate your idea will remain with you, and you'll not be able to display what you have extra in you. I'm just making it a slideshow. And adaptability, being able to adjust and the changing circumstances. As I said, AI अभी अगर आ रहा है, अगर हमको थोड़ा बहुत भी अगर AI के बारे में मालूम है, या we are a computer students, and if we think that we know everything, it's wrong. Today, what you are studying, maybe after 5 years, the same will not remain. Again, the changes will be there. Some new language will come, something new will come. Okay. As we all at this age are adaptable, and that's why we are able to exist till now. In the same way, the student should have a mindset of adaptability. They should keep on learning, as learning never ends, right? And this is the reason the changes are inevitable. It is you that whether you are going to take it in a positive manner or just keep sitting in the corner and cribbing about it. Can you see my screen changing?
Yeah, right now it's digital humanities, text
Yes,
mind.
yes. Yeah. So as I mentioned earlier, the technological advancement, so you must also aware about the digital humanities. And here, if the educators are there, the teachers, those who are dealing with the high graders, please do inform children about these careers. And I know that I'm a bit lazy in putting the YouTube, these recordings, but I'll make you sure that within 2 days, I'll be sharing the entire career videos on my YouTube channel, and I'll be sharing those links so that you can share with your kids. So text mining, that is using computational techniques to analyze large amount of text data. So digital humanities, when we are talking about, so again, in humanities field, now the data is now whatever the information, whatever the researchers, they are using the digitally, they are using the data on it. Now, geospatial analysis, that is, it is totally related to the geographical locations. You can see the maps, you can see the satellite maps and all, analyzing, visualizing the data, everything come under it. Digital archives, that is creating and managing digital archives of a humanities data. Now, what is required, what a child should do for it? So bachelor degree in humanities, such as if you are taking an English or a history or a philosophy is required for this. Even you can go with a different languages, digital tools, that will be a additional, because definitely you have to work technically. You need to know the programming, you need to know a little bit of the software. So that is required from the child's end. Now, again, the data analysis, as it is in science stream also, now in commerce stream also, and in humanities also. So it is a quantitative analysis, analyzing the numerical data to gain insight about the human behavior. So now the human behavior is also studied. Now the technology is so advanced that you can know the, now you can, if a child is studying the psychology. So in a psychology, there is so vast, like spiritual psychology or a forensic psychology or a criminology. So many areas are there, and it helps to read the human behavior. Qualitative analysis, analyzing non-numerical data to gain insight about the human behavior and culture, and data visualization, that creating visual representations of data and communicating the insight and findings. So which is very difficult earlier to understand the mindset, understand the behavior, why the person is behaving in this manner. Now it is very easy. Certain tests are there, certain assessments are there, which makes it easy to analyze everything. Coming to the globalization now, because we all know now that it's very easy now. The world has become very small. Okay, you can purchase things sitting at your home from anywhere, any corner of the world. So international relations, developing and maintaining relationship between the countries and organizations. Now there is a means like you can say the transactions. There is an means business with the countries. So this all you need to understand the international relations more about it. So there's a more demand about this job. Cultural diplomacy, promoting cultural exchanges, understanding between the countries. So again, these are the careers which the child is not aware about. And transitional and interpretations, like facilitating communication between the people. Now you can see that mobiles, they have a different languages, right? And so there are translators, okay, language interpretations are there. So these are the jobs which are emerging jobs, which were earlier not needed, and that's why they were not there. But now, because the world has become so small, people are just conversing, sitting at their home, they are doing the businesses, they are dealing big, the countries are dealing with each another, sitting at their own places. So all these careers are now the emerging careers. Creative industries, again, the graphic design, like whatever we are doing, we are making presentations, or we are like anybody now can design the on the Canva, they can design the posters and all. So graphic design is something which is in a huge demand, because of website designing, the poster designing, the ads, everything is required. So creative visual designs for print and digital media. It's again the emerging career. Fashion, designing and producing clothing and accessories, everything can be designed on digitally. So again, all the designs which were earlier manually done, or which was very difficult to, now they are very easy to design. Music composing, performing, karaoke and all, you can say the Spotify, producing music. Okay, so it has made our lives easy, but somewhere someone is there who's managing, who's making all these things. Okay, so for that, these are the emerging careers. Cultural heritage managers. Now, cultural heritage managers, you must be seeing that now the government is very much conscious about saving our heritage sites and all. So there is a cultural heritage managers are responsible for preserving and promoting our cultural heritage. And they may include in them museums, archives, historical sites and all. So this is different with a museologist, but it is again the manager who is also looking and observing and supervising these things, and they might work in the non-profit organizations. Now, for this, a bachelor's or a master degree relevant field such as a history or a art of history or a museum studies is required. Anthropology again is usually required for it, because when it comes to the museums, you should be aware about the history of everything. Ritu, can you please mute yourself? Yeah, thank you. Just mute yourself, Ritu. Additional experience working in the museum, archives, and cultural heritage sites is desirable. Again, if you are nowadays, the internship of everything is available. There are different sites, different courses which provide the internship. Just have a relevant, if you are in a college, if you are in a UG student, just even the colleges provide now the internships. Otherwise, you can look for the summer internships and all. Sustainability, again, as we all are aware about the sustainable goals, so environmental policy, somebody is there who make all these policies and all. So developing and implementing policies to protect the environment, Then sustainable development, creating sustainable solutions for the economic and social development. And green energy, where we are talking about saving or implementing the renewable energy solutions. So we are not only talking about the problems now, there are people, those who are working for the solutions, that what solutions can be done. And for this, a critical thinking is required from the child's end, apart from the degree of the humanities. Archana ma'am, can you mute Ritu? Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Ritu. Now, this is again diversity, equity, and inclusion specialist. Now, we all know that we all are working, the organizations are more concerned about the diversity. Now it's not a world of a dominance of the males, but now everywhere the women are also or entering, and they are talking about the equal pay and all. So for this, the organizations are looking for the DEI, that is an diversity, equity, and inclusion specialist, and the bachelor degree in a relevant field such as a sociology or a psychology or a human resource is typically required. Otherwise, you can take you can take a work under this and collect an experience or an internship, do an internship for this. User experience researcher, that is basically known as UX researchers, they use their knowledge of a human behavior and psychology to create the more users-friendly digital interfaces, like we all see in the design firms or startups. So they provide the new people to the entire concepts of that, at how they can begin up the tech companies and all. So here, the more of a design or a computer knowledge is required. So bachelor degree in psychology or a computer sciences or a design is often required. So means like if you have done a graduation, or if any of the particular honors you have done, and then you can take your master's in a particular subject which cater to the designing or a computer science. Even the statistics, if you are aware of, so because it comes under the data analysis and all, so that is also preferable. So even if a science stream child later on thinks that they are not actually having an interest in the science subject and they want to change it, so they can, this is a good option for them. Even the designing, there are many students when I take the career counselings or the sessions in the colleges, forcefully they have taken, they are doing BTech, or forcefully they are doing MBA or something. Their interest lies somewhere else. So they can go for the designing if they have an interest in that. So designing is a very good option nowadays and very emerging. Means designing is required in every field, the product designing, every field the designing is required. So it is having a vast scope. Social media manager, as we all know, and we are aware that how the social media play a big role in nowadays in any of the areas. So social media has become we all are aware about that, how integral part it has become now. And the companies appoint them so that they can manage their social medias, they can write and post the ads, and they can boost their campaigns. And also for this, a relevant field like marketing, communication, or journalism is required. One can also take an experience in the social media management. Nowadays, in all these courses are available on Google also. The Google also provides certain certifications for this. Entrepreneurship, which is again, if a child is more into business, so they can start with a business, creating and launching their own businesses in humanities field. Freelancing, like as I am working as a counselor or a coach or a trainer or consulting company, they can open. And these are when we talk about these emerging careers in the technology field, the training and coaching is again industry which is going to boost for means like next 10 to 20 years, because there's a requirement of more psychologists, more coaches, and more trainers. And now it is a mandatory that even the children, along with the children, the faculty should also be trained. The companies are now focusing on the training of their team members so that they can take more from the people. The people should be will become more productive. Now, these are some careers which again though they have won the background of it, but still the children are not aware about it. That is gender studies and women's studies. That is in this, the socio-economic, cultural and political issues of the country is required, and child can work in NGOs, healthcare, internal, WHO, fields of counseling, and one should go for the political science or a history, psychology, social work. If a child has done this, they can go for this under this career. Just a minute. So it is an habitat policy and practice. Now you all are aware about the smart cities and also housing, the planned cities where the urban societies are developing. So rights where the buildings to be planted, where to be the highways should be constructed. So everything, this planning is required. This planning and the people are required under this careers. So the course of the undergraduate level, which is engineering, architecture, management, geography. If a child has done the geography, they can apply for this or they can go for this type of career. Planning, law. So if you have studied law or a planning or a geography, because everything come under this. If there is any legal case, so the law, you can also go for this as a lawyer. Then planning, then engineers, the constructions, okay. Then social sciences, like how the habitat to be developed and all. So all this is again very, very emerging career in the humanities field. And here the master level degree is required, and only one institute is there which provide this, that is the Tata Institute of Social Science. Okay, so this Tata Institute of Social Science provide the habitat and this infrastructure practices. Archana ma'am, my slides are moving, right?
Yes, ma'am, they're moving. Now we've come to museology.
Yes, yes. Yeah. So museology, as I have already mentioned as a cultural heritage manager, but their role is to manage the sites and all. The museology, you must have seen that people working in there at the national and state levels, the museum directors or curators, and then conservative specialists, exhibitor designers, these all come under this museology. And child means like for this particularly, the history is more recommended, or anthropology or a sociology if a child has done. Archaeology is again the subject which is being considered for this career. So this is a cartographer. Now again, cartography, you all have seen now how the life has become easy with the Google Maps and all. So the directions, okay, the cartographer is the art of science of making maps. So, and with the use of design and technology, geography skills. So this again, the cartography is a career which is very useful for the humanities student. And like, not only for the means like whenever you want to go and you are not aware about, so what we do, we just open our Google Maps, right? So it also comes under the district planning and the government sectors. The government require all these people and they are appointing them. And for this, MSc in geography is required. Means the geography is a main subject because you should be aware about the location. You should be aware about the means like planning and all. So geography understanding is very much important in this. And better is that if a person is doing the master's in that. So bachelor degree in geography or MSc in geography, both is being taken into consideration. Now, if this is genetology. Now, genetology is working with the old people. Okay, so like wrinkles, hair, memory loss. Ramesh, can you Ramesh, can you mute yourself? Thank you. Okay, so here there's a psychology also when you grow old. So people started mentally disturbed because if they are having a hair loss or wrinkles or a memory loss or a psychological diseases, otherwise also with the age, certain diseases come. So these people work with the old generation. So that is as a genetology. And for this, there's a place for working in the hospital with the hospital researchers, and then nursing homes. all these careers are required, means that there is a job availability on all these areas. And psychology and public health administration, social work, home science are the courses which one can go for this particular type of career. And this is again very much needed nowadays, because more of the psychological problem comes when you grow old. Rural studies and development. Now the government is very much emphasizing on the rural development, and that's the reason that this is again a very burning career for the humanities student. And a person can go for the agriculture business enterprise or a rural cooperatives. They can work with a non-profit organizations, or they can work with the corporate social responsibilities, CSR activities. You all are aware about now. Every companies are running with their CSR activities and all. A person should be aware about the social work, psychology, and a history. So these are the subjects which is basically considered for or taken into consideration for this rural studies and development. Psychology, we all are aware how the psychology is now a trending subject, and psychology itself is such a vast subject, because there's a different areas in the psychology, different subjects in the sub-subjects, I must say, in the psychology. So as a counselor, as a researcher, as a child psychologist, as a human specialist, coaches, n number, forensic, then there's like one can go for the freelancers, they can go for the relationship psychology as a counselor, coaches. So nowadays the psychology is a very trending subject. If person has taken spiritual psychology, is very much into demand. So because we are more concerned about now the mental health and emotional health. And clinical psychology again, forensic psychology again. So behavior of the criminals being studied in this, under this subject. So this is again the trending subject. Law, we all are aware about, like the humanities subjects, one can go for the law, the corporate counselor, or Indian legal services, and graduate or intellectual property. Again, if you are becoming a lawyer or you are doing the law, you can be under the tax law or intellectual property law or international human rights law, civil law. Many, it means like it's again the vast area where a person can pursue any of the careers. History, we all are now, it's a subject wise how where one can go for the subject. So if a person has, if a child has taken a history, they can be a archivist, they can be a lecturer, analyst, or a lobbyist, or in the field of a researcher, they can be a historian, they can be a professor. So there are different areas or different fields which a person can, or a child can go with that particular subject. Archaeology itself, again, we all keep on studying about some different monuments being found, or some other artifacts being found. So this is again the archaeology. After the degree in the archaeology, one can be like a study of an old currency, or a study of an inscription or manuscripts, like nowadays the Vedas again, or the scripts being, still there are many scripts which is not being identified or not being able to translate. So again, this is a big area where a person can, or a child can pursue the career. Political science and international relations. Again, it's international relations are very much in demand. If you are working, even you can go for the UPS exams for with this subject. It's a very scoring subject, and you can be a research assistant, political analyst, or lobbyist, or it can be a lawyer. You can be a lawyer for it, intelligence specialist. You can be, after doing the UPS, you can be into the CBI, or you can be the ambassador of any of the country. You can be the bank, means like World Bank, you can work with. So again, it's a very means you should have a deep knowledge about the political government formation and all. And that's the reason, if you have taken this political science in the graduation level, it will be more beneficial for you to do the specialization in the international relations. Hotel management and hospitality management. Again, we all are aware that hospitality management is something which has been taken into consideration by every organization. So one can go for the hotels, restaurants, or cruise ships and all. even if you're doing the hotel management, it's not only about cooking, it's about the means like how to manage the table etiquettes, and also everything has been taken into consideration. So it means like this is again the emerging career, and it is also a very much fascinating subject or a career. Means like the youngsters are very much inclined towards this. Even you can go for with this, you can go for the aviation companies. Mass communication and journalism. Again, the mass communication, we all are aware about the public relations, content writers, advertising, event management, all this comes under the mass communication, not only just reporting and all, but it is again having a vast communication, because the PR activities are more important for all the organizations. Events and advertising, broadcasting, everything is very important nowadays. And it's a means like it's nowadays whatever you want to earn, you have to display about it. So this again, mass communication and journalism is a emerging career. Economics, with the economic subject, one can be in the banking firm, research firm, financial consistency, government ministries, you can work, risk advisor, associates. So economic is also in the commerce, economics is also in the humanities. So again, you can go for the actuarial sciences, you can be a credit analyst, you can be a finance analyst, you can work as a freelancer, consultant, finance consultant, insurance companies, you can work. Design, as I mentioned, vast opportunities in area. If any child by chance have taken any of the subject and not understanding it what to do further, and he or she is good, having a critical thinking, having a designing, a creative mindset, I must say that person, that child can go for the designing, graphic designing, textile designing, interior designing, shoe designing, jewelry designing, automation designing, what not, everywhere the designing is required. And nowadays people are more concerned with the uniqueness. So if any child is having that creative mind, can go for the designing. Foreign language is more in demand nowadays, so translators are more important, teachers, forensic, linguistic, writers, specific language experts are required. And they are also appointed by the government, means governments, or in the museums or the heritage sites and all. As you can see, the guides and also these are again the foreign languages, because the way the people are now traveling, so they must know the language. Everybody cannot be expert in every language. So these translators, plus the government, when the politicians move from one country to another, that they are required, the translators are required over there also. Plus for many languages, like everything is, if you see in the mobile, the different languages. So these are the people, those who work on the backside of every app, if you see, which is available in the different languages. So this is sociology. So if a person has taken a sociology, can work with in the HR department, can the marketing researcher, public relations, or it can be with a social worker, one can be the media planner, one can be the management consultant. So with sociology, again, the environmental or a social society, as a society cultural manager, person can work for it, or child can work for it. So these are the career from my end. So as a counselor, I keep on telling, as a coach, I keep on telling that we are not God. While looking at the child, we just mention that yes, this career is good for you, or this field is good for you. It is through the assessments we go. So there's the two types of assessment which I take, that is in cognitive assessment and psychometric assessments, which gives the 36 pages guaranteed 99% accurate report of a child. And also if a child is in 12th, it gives 5 career paths to the child as per the means like a personality, IQ, or aptitude of a child, and even the interest. So the compiled report has been generated of 36 pages, which gives the 5 career paths, plus also provides with the roadmaps that how a child can go for it, with the which universities or which college a child can opt for, or even if a child is looking for the abroad, means like wants to study abroad. So this is based on the aptitude, interest, orientation, style, personality, and EQ. And this is how we conduct the assessment. So assessment is being conducted, which is on the different types of questions are there, which a child needs to do. No prior planning or studies is required. It is just means like a perspective of a child, which a child should attempt that assessment. And as per that, child 36 pages report is be generated. So this is all from my end. If anybody wants to ask any question, most welcome. Because it is about the career, so I have to be means like bit just telling about it. There is no interaction as such, but yes, because in between we cannot interact because I'm telling about the new career. So that's otherwise our webinars are always interactive. So now you people can ask the questions if you have any.
Viewers, we are open to discussion now, so please put up your questions. Mr. Sundareshan had asked one particular question, Preeti ma'am. Why does distance education degree not preferred for jobs particularly? You answer, then I'll also share my views.
Just again, can you come back with the question? He has written, okay, why does the distance education degrees are not preferred for the job, particularly for the teaching job? I don't think so now. Though after the COVID, I think earlier it was not being considered good. Means like they were not taken into, like maybe the child is lazy and that's the reason that they have taken, or maybe the child is not that equipped, so that's why the child has taken the distance learning. But now the distance learning courses are more preferable. Means like even I am taking nowadays many courses. We can sit at our home and doing our different courses. So now it is not, means like distance learning education is not a problem. Yeah, earlier in our times, if I can say, like it was not considered as weightage is not being given as such, but now the equal weightage is being given. Like even the universities outside abroad, even they are giving the same weightage, certification and all. And I think for my, means like as per me, now it is not a problem.
Maybe one reason could be that, you know, like when children, I mean, students who are BEd students, when they come to college, there's so much which can be discussed. But when you're doing it alone, because a lot of practical aspects need to be discussed. So maybe that is a little hesitation on the part of the schools. Could be. I mean, it could be.
So yes, means like definitely, like if a child is doing a dummy, so I never prefer a child going for the dummy schools, because I always say to parents, like whatever the cream years a child is going to miss and whatever a child is going to learn in those 2 years will not be able to learn in these dummy schools, right? Because only education is not something which is required nowadays. The more of the social connections, networking, emotional strength is required. But yes, when if it is not a education, means like, because he is asking particularly about the teaching job, so for the professional I don't think it is a problem now. But for a child, if a child is just doing the homeschooling, I don't know, means like how much the homeschooling the parents are concerned about, and what other activities the child is doing while doing the homeschooling, and that depends on the parent also. But as a professional, I don't think it's a problem now. Earlier it was not considered, because I also did my MBA from IGNOU, and I know that it was not given that weightage, though the IGNOU itself is having a good weightage. But still, when you do any correspondence course, or if you're doing a private, earlier it was taken that some back or something has been, means a child must be having, that's the reason that they are doing the correspondence. But nowadays even the college universities are preferring, and the reason is it is saving their money, because they have to also and the parents money also. So I don't think that nowadays it is a problem. Others can definitely give their views. It's just my views.
Yeah. Anybody would like to share their views on this, or maybe other questions? We're waiting. Any more questions, please?
So if you all can switch on camera, so at least I can click one photograph, because every time we miss taking the photographs, Archana ma'am, and later on I realize and regret, oh, I missed to take the photographs of everyone. So it will be good, like we all can connect virtually. We all are connecting virtually, and if we can interact and see each other.
So
Thank
we
you,
are
thank
ready
you.
now. We are Richa ma'am.
So Sundarshan, can you please switch on your camera? Meenu Singh, yeah, thank you for.
Great, great. Rekha ma'am, very nice.
So Archana ma'am, you also click. I'll also take a prayer.
Yeah, on my, okay, I'll try on my mobile, but think one sec.
Yes.
1 minute.
So yeah, I have taken.
You've done just a moment, just a moment.
So hi Ronila, Meenu, Rekha, Seema, if you can switch on your camera, Shilpa, Jyoti, Monika Shri, nice name, Dr. Falguni, Rakesh Kumar. So any questions? I hope you people like the session because it is about the career, so it was not that interactive, but yeah, definitely. If you have any questions, or people can share your views about if you have any of the careers which I have missed to take in the humanities. Hi Shelly, means like.
Hi, Preeti. It was a very informative session. I know you've taken everything in great detail about the humanities and taken all of the subjects in great detail. And yes, you are right in saying that humanities is so much in demand nowadays. People, the best people are coming into psychology, economics, and English and going into these streams. So I wanted to ask one question, Preeti. So
Yeah.
suppose if anyone, do you so take psychometric test for children? Like, can it be done online?
It is online only, Shelly.
Okay.
Everything is
Okay.
online. So what we do means like what I do, because a child and a parent should be aware about that how the test to be given or assessment to be given. So we usually talk to the child first. We explain everything, that how many sets will be there, and there is nothing to scare about at किस type का question होगा, क्या होगा, मैंने पढ़ा नहीं है, ऐसा कुछ भी उसमें नहीं रहता. It's just a perspective of a particular child. और उसमें हम प्लस पेरेंट को एक चीज समझाते हैं कि दैट व्हेन द चाइल्ड, उसका जब माइंडसेट है, सपोज मान लो उसने आज ले लिया है, अपना टेस्ट ले लिया है, मतलब उसने अपने को एनरोल कर लिया है, तो बिफोर आई जस्ट मींस टेल द पेरेंट, make an atmosphere of that kind, means like where the child is feeling comfortable, उसका एकदम comfortable होना चाहिए, उसका एक रूम में शांत उसको बैठना चाहिए वहां पे, और उसको पहले माइंडसेट होना चाहिए. मतलब इसलिए हम बच्चे से और पेरेंट से दोनों से बात करते हैं कि ऐसा नहीं हो पेरेंट ने फोर्स कर दिया कि आपको टेस्ट लेना है और बच्चा रेडी ही नहीं है, तो वो उस माइंडसेट से नहीं देगा. या फिर अच्छा, पेरेंट इज नॉट अंडरस्टैंडिंग द सिवियरिटी ऑफ दैट असेसमेंट, और वो बीच बीच में आके पोक कर रहे हैं कि इसका क्या आंसर लिखा, उसका क्या आंसर लिखा. इट शुड बी सोली बाय द चाइल्ड, सोली. कोई इन्फ्लुएंस नहीं होना चाहिए. अगर बाई चांस उसने असेसमेंट दिया है और उसका मन नहीं है, हम बोलते हैं बच्चे को बोलो कि वहीं आधा घंटे में बाद अगर उसका मन नहीं है करने का, वहीं स्टॉप कर दे, बिकॉज विद इन अ वीक टाइम दे कैन कंप्लीट, बट आई सजेस्ट विद इन 2 days, बिकॉज ऐसा होता है कि हम डिस्कस कर ही लेते हैं अपने क्वेश्चंस. तो अभी सजेस्ट कि कोई भी क्वेश्चन को डिस्कस नहीं करना है आपको किसी से, जब तक आपने अपना असेसमेंट सबमिट नहीं कर दिया. क्या होगा ना शैली, जैसे मैंने सपोज मान लो आपसे बात करी, अब आपने अपने व्यूज दे दिए, राइट, तो मेरा इन्फ्लुएंस हो गया, हो सकता है कि मेरा आंसर चेंज हो जाए उसमें. तो दैट्स व्हाई वी जस्ट प्रेफर कि जब बच्चा दे रहा है तो वो ना पेरेंट्स से भी डिस्कस नहीं करेगा, अपने सिबलिंग से भी डिस्कस नहीं करेगा कि क्या क्वेश्चंस थे उसमें. Later on they can discuss, because it may happen that child may be influenced by the answer given by the other person. So that's the reason. So psychometric assessment का रिपोर्ट तभी सही आएगा जब पेरेंट्स उसकी सिवियरिटी समझे और उसको वो एटमॉस्फेयर दें कि उसका पेपर चल रहा है, उसको कोई डिस्टर्ब नहीं करेगा, और उस बच्चे को ये फोर्स ना करें कि नहीं आज ही पूरा कंप्लीट कर दो, कल ही पूरा कंप्लीट कर दो, कितने दिन लगा रहे हो, ऐसा नहीं करें. उसको समझाए कि बेटा दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, आप अपना टाइम लो, यू टेक योर ओन टाइम एंड पेस एंड देन कंप्लीट इट, वॉट एवर यू थिंक, click on that, and it is just a means objective type, they have to just click on it.
All right. So it does not have to be completed in one go,
No.
and you can submit over as a certain time, and you also counsel the parents and the child before administering the test, right?
Yes, before administrating and later on also. When the report is generated, only one thing we say, like if they have started with the set, one set if they have started, so we'll just suggest you try to complete that particular set.
All right.
Okay, that particular set in one go, and then if they are not in a mood, they can quit from there for the second set. They can sit after half an hour or after 1 hour or next day even. And
Right.
once the report is generated, that report reaches to the parent also and to us also. But yes, definitely the parent cannot interpret that report. So then I take 1 hour counseling session with the child and the parent.
And the parent, right? Yeah. Thank you so much, Preeti. That's really very valuable.
Anybody else?
Ma'am,
Yeah.
if you don't mind, when we are taking these psychometric tests, and as Shelly ma'am is saying that she asked, is it possible that we do it, within, it's not done within a stipulated time, but its own process.
Yes, yes.
Also, when the child has taken the test, and as it happens, the child can get back and rectify the answer or not? Can he change it?
Once a child has submitted, then I think it won't be able to correct because it has already been submitted. But if a child means like have not submitted, they can definitely change the answer.
Okay. Yeah, because generally it is always in psychology that the first response is only.
Yes. Yeah, that's why we say again, never means like whatever comes in your mind, whatever
Yes.
you think, that you click. फिर क्या होगा ना, आप manipulate करने लग जाते हो.
Then you start.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, thinking more.
All right. Thank you.
So anyone else wants to ask anything? So next webinar will be on the stream selection. We have covered the careers. So means like on Friday, no, Wednesday, it will be on the stream selection. It is basically for the 10th grader, 8th, 9th, 10th graders. I will also incorporate in that how a child or a parent should focus on the profile building, because it is very important.
So shall we call it a day?
Yes, I think so.
I have my ending points. I'll go through them quickly. I'm holding it in my hand because it's very difficult to remember so much. I have to read it out. Yeah, actually with the STEM careers, somehow the non-STEM careers, they get overshadowed, and parents and students also at times, they think that there'll be very few career options if they go for the streams. But as we discussed in the last two sessions, in fact,
your voice is cracking.
about it.
Archana ma'am, your voice is cracking.
Can you hear me?
Yes, now we can.
Now is it okay?
Yes, yes.
I'm audio is here and video is there. So anyways, now the thing is that STEM majors that we incorporate, they're extremely objective and they have a very set criteria. You can't change facts. Like if you take mathematics or engineering, whatever is being taught, it's a fact, you can't change it. But on the other hand, if you take the non-STEM careers or streams, then you have human thinking patterns which can be changed. So it has more scope because it's not limited to facts. Again, liberal art courses are there and a few more jobs which I had noted down. You have, of course, the marketing professionals. There's a good, I think, option as far as music is concerned, soil conservation, forest rangers, lots of career options are still there. I mean, we can't discuss all of them in just about an hour or so. So we have psychology, we have education, we have performing arts, finance and accounting, designing, conservationists and everything, public administration, and of course, languages. So I really hope and wish that the parents who heard us today, especially Preeti ma'am, all such a wonderful presentation she had. So a lot of options have been given to them, and I'm sure that once they see this, they will broaden their perspective. they will understand that staying in, in watertight compartments is not going to help their children. So with an open mind, they need to think and discuss it with their children, because ultimately it's the child's happiness, it's their satisfaction, which is of prime importance. So with that, we come to the end of today's session. Thank you everyone for joining. Very, very indebted and grateful to you. And thank you for asking very pertinent questions, Shelly ma'am, Ronila ma'am, and I think it was one sir also, Sundaresan sir, yeah. So thanks to everyone, and please do spread out the good word.
Just a minute, Archana ma'am, I missed to put that link of certificate. Yeah, just give me a minute.
And once this video is put up on YouTube, please try to spread it, share it, subscribe to it, so that maximum people, it's a free of cost kind of a session. You're not paying anything to anybody. So that's what Indians prefer. Free mein mil jaye to bahut acha hai. So if you're getting some free advice and I think so much of consultancy, they should go for it. It's going to be very special.
Yeah, that's the only mission. Means like when I started with my career coaching also, so my mission is only that at least the awareness should be there. When the awareness should be there, yeah. So people, parent, child, is not aware that what all careers are available. Educators are not aware. So I've shared the link. You all can make the feedback forms and avail your certificate.
So thank you, Preeti ma'am, and thank you everyone else. And we'll see you again on Wednesday, 7:30.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
Okay, then have a good night and a very happy weekend. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye. Thanks for joining. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am.